wrestling buddies want to be your buddy. What's going on?
Hey, buddy. Buddy!
You got me mad now. I'm okay.
Welcome, everybody, to the Wrestling Compadres Slamcast right here on AfterBuzz TV and Podcast One. Wherever you are listening, we appreciate you. It's a big week with Battleground coming up this Sunday. That makes this episode of the Compadres the...
Go home! That's your home! Are you too good for your home?
It's the go-home edition of the Slamcast, y'all. But more importantly, we have the original squad back together for the first time in 17 years.
Wow.
Yeah.
How are the kids?
They're good.
Yeah, college.
Yeah, Jacob is in college.
Wow.
And Sherry's she's off.
Sherry? Really? You named your child Sherry?
Just now.
He would.
She's driving Uber.
Fun dad still in
She's
effect.
a high school kid driving Uber. Okay, off to a good start.
Yeah.
At Wrestling Buds on Twitter, Facebook.com/WrestlingBuds. Let's get to the intros, y'all. I'm at Jay Quasto on the Twitter, so do that. That man right there, he is wearing a pretty sweet Better Call Paul t-shirt. He's the pride of Houston, Texas, and TCU. Find him on Twitter at CRice17. He be Chuck Rice.
He's a man.
What's up, dog?
Still trying to catch up on sleep from Comic-Con, man.
You go buck wild?
It was a little crazy out there.
Oh, word?
Yeah, good time, though. Good time.
It was
Hung
a
out
good
with
time.
Booker. Hung out with Rob. Fun stuff.
Oh, they were down there. They were both down there.
Yeah.
Doing signings.
Yeah, both were doing signings at Comic-Con. Charmel was there.
Nice.
You know, apparently the people that were supposed to be helping Booker and Charmel run their booth that day dropped the ball big time, so...
What, they didn't show up?
They didn't show up.
What?
So Charmel texted me. She's like, I need you here now. I was like, all right. So I was there helping them.
You were like...
I was like, oh, man, I don't get to walk the floor.
It was a very urgent text message. We were hanging out at the time, and we were like, oh, we're just going to hang out for a
Hang
second
out
and
and
go
go see her.
say
She
hi to
goes-
Charmel. She's like, we need you now.
And I was like, oh, man, what's this about? I thought she was just, like, super excited to see Dale.
Yeah.
Which she was.
Which she was.
I mean,
to be
who
fair.
wouldn't
She
be?
was.
Let's be honest.
But when the queen beckons.
When the queen calls, you go.
Yeah.
You know? But we went to watch the fights that night, too, on Saturday night. Booker, me, Charmel, Rob, and Scott went with us, too. So.
Nice.
And I'm avoiding Scott, so...
Look, I told him, I'm like, look, Dale's coming in, Narver, don't show your ass up.
Yeah.
So who are these idiots that didn't show up? Let's put them on blast.
Well, I'm just going to put it this way. I don't even remember the guy's name, but
Todd.
Whoever was running the sign, he just didn't come that day. They were like, all right, we need your help.
So Booker was like
You've been sitting on that one for a long time. I haven't heard that.
well,
Nice.
you know, I'm
freaking nice.
I'm
Look, it was
a fast mover on the keyboards.
It was a good time. It was a good time, though. Got to hang out with Book and Charmel for the day. Met a lot of really cool fans.
Yep.
One guy was dressed up as Ric Flair cosplay at Comic-Con, so that was pretty cool.
Ric Flair. Sounds familiar.
Richard, actually.
Oh, Richard Flair.
You know
yes.
Richard Flair. Yeah.
Richard
Very
Flair,
astute.
yes. It was fun, too. We went to watch the UFC fights on Saturday night, and Booker is a big MMA fan. You know, if you listen to Heated Conversations, you know he usually gives the rundowns of UFC, really follows it. So I don't watch UFC at all. I don't know really much about anything about it except that, you know, Brock Lesnar was there and CM Punk's going there. That's about my extent of UFC.
And Ronda Rousey.
Ronda Rousey, yeah. But, I mean, I'll occasionally watch, you know, but I don't know who the people are.
Your beard is a little sideways.
We went to watch, and Booker's like, this guy's going to win, this guy's going to win. I turned to Charmel and go, now watch this. I go, Booker, I'm going with the exact opposites of the ones you picked, just to be obstinate.
Yeah.
Booker was 0 for 2 on the night. Chuck was 2-0.
Oh.
Did you put any money on that?
No, should have though.
He was like, Charles, you're a fool, man.
He's like, you don't know anything about what you're talking about. He's like, damn.
All right, let's get to the other man in studio. He is the pride of Washington, D.C., but thank God he's back for one show. You can find him on Twitter at TheWalkingDale. He's usually vest for business, but right now he's just wearing a sweet, cool-looking shirt that matches perfectly with his perfect hair.
It's a Cali vibe.
Dale Rutledge!
I do like surprises.
I got a puppet.
I got a puppy.
Welcome back. Welcome back.
Thanks, you, buddy.
Welcome back.
Thank you,
Welcome
buddy.
back.
Hey, we're just chanting. Feels good to be back. Yeah, Comic-Con was awesome. I got to hang out with both of you guys and do lots of crazy stuff. We talked to Sami Zayn, which we'll have at the end of the show, and got a couple other things going on that you'll find out later.
You've been visiting Suplex City, haven't you?
Have I?
That's where you've been, right?
Sure. Oh, yes.
Suplex City!
It's actually a little past. It's not quite exit F5. It's like F7.
Yeah.
And it's got it's another right and a left.
You have to hit the different thing on the keyboard. F7 button, and that's how you get to Suplex.
Do they even have F keys on a Mac?
No.
Look at you pulling out
It throws
info.
off the soundboard just a little bit, but I'm giving some PC knowledge for that ass.
Speaking of that ass, how's your ass?
No, you have to. That might be the greatest segue in the history of this show.
Wow.
So this past
Explain
Sunday,
it quickly because it sounds awkward up until we get it.
So this past Sunday, gang, as you heard us talk about the Red Carpet Rumble, Championship Wrestling from Hollywood. We had Scorpio Sky on the show last week. It was amazing. We had a hard time fitting everyone in. The place was packed. What a great event. Our friend Peter Avalon won the Red Carpet Rumble. So proud of him. So well deserved. But I hurt my butt. So
That sounds wrong.
On your butt.
That sounds really wrong.
Ow, my butt. So I'm doing commentary. Me, Todd Kennelly, and Troy McClain, formerly of WWE NXT. Now he's going to be doing some stuff with us. We're at the commentary table, and during the TV title match, our friend of the show, Brian Myers, a.k.a. Kurt Hawkins, is challenging Kevin Martinson for the TV title. Well, Kevin Martinson is a very crafty heel, if you will. He decides to scurry out of the ring. He crawls underneath the announcer's table, and as he comes out, he basically, he goes next to me and kind of bumps me, so I start to fall. I grab the table, and I'm trying to, suspend myself. I don't realize, as he scurries away, my wooden chair turns flat. It, folds itself and goes flat, so it's almost like someone pulled the chair from under me. I didn't know it.
You didn't realize.
I go to sit down. My tailbone goes right on the wooden chair. And the worst part is my headset is still on. It hurts so bad. You actually hear me go, shit, on commentary. And it's hard for Todd and Troy not to crack up. I have to crawl my ass back up to the table. And it's been killing me ever since. Kevin doesn't even know. But it hurts to turn in bed. It hurts to stand up. You've been cracking up since last night on Raw. Every time I move, you hear me go, oh!
It's pretty bad and good all the same time.
But you know what?
I feel bad for you. But
Why do people always hurt their asses at the Red Carpet Rumble?
I don't know.
Didn't X-Pac injure his?
He did. Well, no, that was his knee.
Oh, okay.
It was his knee.
He ripped his asshole somewhere else.
It was somewhere else. For the record, I did not rip my asshole. It was my tailbone.
I don't know if you need to say
Johnny idiot face.
Yeah.
Needless to say, it's very sore and it hurts to move. But you know what? It's all worth it. It makes for good television and it makes for a funny story.
If you had slipped at a grocery store or something, it would be the worst injury ever. But the fact that it happened at the red carpet.
The fact that it went on commentary.
Yeah,
And I know
you can relive that.
they're not going to even bother editing that out. It's just going to stay in, I would imagine.
I can't wait to hear that part on TV.
Yeah. I believe
Let me know when that episode airs.
I think it's going to be airing July 25th, and then the Red Carpet Rumble itself will be airing August 1st. So
Nice.
Yeah, very, very sore. Very, very sore.
It's very entertaining. I'm sorry that you
That's
feel
mean.
bad. Sorry that you feel bad, but I've been having a great time with it.
No, you've been cracking up every single time, but I appreciate it. But it'll be cool. The Red Carpet Rumble airs August 1st, and then August 3rd, I leave for the Middle East with Ken Anderson, Shane Helms, Chris Melendez, Austin Aries, Thea Trinidad for the Ringside Salute Tour. Go to armedforcesentertainment.com if you want to check out the info. We're really excited for it, so it's going to be a lot of fun. We got a lot of stuff to talk about, guys.
Let's do it.
Why don't we give Divas a freaking chance? Because
my God.
on Raw,
My God.
so dope!
I mean, I don't know if anything could really sum it up better than what happened with us last night on the Raw AfterBuzz review show. Kathy Kelly,
Started crying.
just broke into tears, and it is that moment. A lot of us got misty-eyed for it, and it just was.
Chuck was peeing.
I did not miss it.
He saw the Bellas in the ring. Chuck's like, bathroom break.
Nah, not this time. Not this time. Enough people had tweeted and said, this is the moment that we needed.
Yeah.
I mean, all of you have been saying I'm a hater for weeks, but apparently some people on the top agree with me because they finally made the change and brought them all up at once.
You're still a hater, but.
No, I love this. This is the best thing they've ever done. There's nothing to hate. They gave the fans what they want and deserve.
What a maneuver!
Yeah, I can't wait to see where they go with this, and I think it's interesting the way that they kind of factioned off, 3 and 3 and 3. As far as I don't know where that's going. But.
Yeah, I mean, I guess it makes sense. You can't really have a 4-on-3. That's why I was surprised. I thought it was just going to be Charlotte and Becky Lynch. I did not think the Sasha thing would happen because she's still a champion.
Yeah, and she didn't bring her belt out, so
she deserves to be up there just as much as anyone.
No, she does. It's just
Oh, absolutely. No, it's not about that. It's just the fact that she's representing the other brand. But I think it's interesting that they didn't bring the belt out. Maybe because this is about the Divas belt. I mean, maybe that's why they didn't want to confuse things with another belt. If you don't watch NXT, you might get a little...
I really wish everything would just become the women's championship. NXT women's championship, WWE women's championship. Why do you got to do Divas championship?
Divas was a thing. I mean, they were really trying to reinvigorate the brand. That was like 2006.
I get it, but I know Totes Divas is on TV. I get that.
Yeah.
But...
I mean, here's my thoughts. 2 thoughts on this. One, what's going to happen now to the NXT women's division?
I mean, I think you made this point last week, was that they could have people waiting in the wings to move
absolutely.
up into that roster.
And I'm curious if they do. So it's just a question of are they ready? What's going to happen there? And 2, are these divas going to be used properly now on Raw?
They have to be.
They have to be. You hope.
Or is this just a one-time? I don't think it's a one-time thing. I mean,
it can't be.
Well, listen, we went through the give divas a chance that you mentioned at the top. It's just it was a very strong. It did change there for a while. We were getting 2 matches a night, and they were giving them a lot more time. I mean, this is definitely a different world that we've been in. It's gotten a little flubby over the past few months. Maybe post WrestleMania, they don't know.
I wish you died in the womb.
You know what?
I mean,
I like Nikki.
I do too. I love her. Don't get me wrong. Very nice. Great interview, and she's always been super cool. And she likes Philadelphia, so there you go.
There you go.
I think there was something else important that, ties into this that happened on Raw last night. When you saw Lita come out to, announce the Tough Enough people.
First off, she looked good.
Yeah, she did.
The pop she got, though, from that crowd was loud.
Mm-hmm. It's because she's a legend.
She also lives in Atlanta.
It's not just that she's a legend. It's that, she's respected for what her and Trish did to change the women's division. And I think it's very nice. It's almost like maybe foreshadowing, however you want to put it. I thought it was a nice touch that she was on that same show that they did this with the Divas, bringing up the NXT Divas, because I think it's a reminder that, look, the women's division can be awesome.
Oh, yeah.
It can be good. This is what we're going to try and do now, and hopefully people will support that.
I can tell you this.
I've been the biggest proponent against this of what they've done before with this women's division because it sucked. I am the biggest fan of what they did last night.
Indeed. And I think it's only a matter of time until, we all talk about, Lita and Trish when they headlined Raw. Mm-hmm. It's only a matter of time until we do get a women's match main eventing Raw, and maybe even a pay-per-view at some point. I mean, I'm on board with that. When Lesnar was gone with the title for a while, we had Rollins and Ambrose main eventing. I thought that was fantastic. You give people other opportunities. Are you telling me that whether it's Becky Lynch, Charlotte, Sasha Banks, maybe they'll have great chemistry with the current divas, it could be some badass, amazing story stuff going on. And then, if Bayley ever gets up to the main roster when she's healthy, that'd be great too. I mean, there's so many options. There's so many opportunities, and just the reaction that got last night. I think Triple H's tweet is now up to like 3,000 retweets or something ridiculous.
And it's interesting to have Stephanie kind of go out there and champion it. I mean, I know she's always been very much the Divas cheerleader.
She had that Steph McMizzo pop.
Yeah, I mean, it was just interesting storytelling-wise to have someone who's the most notorious of heels to come out. And really, the last major storyline we had for the Bellas, in my opinion, was the SummerSlam, and where they were all alliance, together. So it was interesting that she was kind of giving Nikki a little bit. I know it's about a year old now, but it's just
That's true.
It was a very, almost a kayfabe breaking sort of moment of her being like, I'm excited about this personally, is how what she basically presented this as. She shut some people down in the speech, but it was still not her character to do it. It was just very much the excitement of the business, and I like that she did that.
I mean, I always love a good run-in, a surprise run-in, but I understand to bring these 3 divas up, you had to have some kind of big announcement, and so
she wanted to eventize it. Yeah, I think that was the best way to do it, was to have her, the strongest woman in the company, should be the one to say, make way for these newbies.
Yeah, because they hear what people are saying. They know the divas division is like, meh. What's going on? No one knows.
Well, in a way too, I feel like they set it up pretty nicely where it almost like exposed the Bellas last night. Like you could definitely see that the ones that had come in were just a little bit better.
They were hitting some stiff shots.
Just a little bit better, and when you see all three of them sitting on their ass on the ramp in retreat, it was like a moment like, hey, this is the way the tide is turning.
Yeah, but in defense of the Bellas and the main roster divas, right? But when you're in NXT, that's your whole life. You're not really on the road per se. Yeah. Every single day, it's promos,
you're perfecting
wrestling,
your craft,
drills. You're coming up with new ideas. You're working with people like Ryan Smiley Katz and Norman Smiley and Matt Bloom and Sarah Amato. Everybody, just 24/7. When you're on the road and shooting Total Divas, you're not wrestling that much. So I understand. I'm giving the main roster divas a little bit of slack here, but at the same time, everyone at NXT, those chicks are raising the bar big time, and man.
So do you think the Bellas are going to be able to keep up with that is the question then?
I think Nikki's a
character-wise,
sure.
Sure.
I like Nikki in the ring. I think that she comes out strong. She looks great. Like, she embodies what they want a diva to be at this point. It's been an 8-year road. I mean, she is definitely. I mean, she was horrible when they came in because they just hired them because they were hot twins. I mean, the motivation was very different back then. I mean, these girls are coming in, Becky Lynch and Paige. I mean, these are actually wrestlers. So it's just a different scenario.
It's almost like people make fun of Cena. They say he's not a good wrestler, yet I'd say he'll be nominated for 3 of matches of the year because he's in the ring with people like Cesaro, Kevin Owens. Well, you put the Bellas in the ring with people like Becky Lynch, Sasha, Charlotte. Yeah. Who knows? Sky's the limit.
It makes everybody step their game up.
Hell yes, it does.
And
Paige. Let's not forget Paige, for God's sake.
Yeah.
Hell yeah. And Naomi. Oh, girl.
I love Naomi.
Naomi, I think she has the most to benefit from this.
Yeah, because she had that quick run where she turned heel and she got a title shot, and then she just fell off for whatever reason. And then went back to Paige.
Maybe they just want to be patient until they brought up.
Well, I think she has the most to benefit from this because they're going to need to have women that can get in there and wrestle and put on matches. Mm-hmm. And Naomi and Paige are the top 2 that are currently active in that women's division that can do that.
Yeah, Tamina not so much. No, she scares me a little bit in the ring, man.
Yeah.
She needs to work on it a little bit, but she could be their new Kong.
I like that she's different. I guess that's the thing. I like that she is not anywhere near the other girls as far as her physique.
True. That's for sure. But this is exciting. I mean, right now we don't have a match lined up for Battleground.
I don't think we will.
Yeah, by the time you're listening to this, maybe there will be, but there's got to be some kind of appearance. I know they're going to be on SmackDown.
Yeah.
You don't think they're going to set it up for a 3-on-3-on-3?
No, not at Battleground. There's 7 matches already, and you don't want to blow your wad, right? We just had this amazing moment on Raw where everybody is still buzzing. You don't tap that so quickly. I don't think. You have them on the pay-per-view, they yell at each other, they set it up for SummerSlam.
Yeah.
We get the seeds planted at the pijper-view, but I don't think you make this happen immediately.
Plant them seeds,
folks.
And then over the next number of weeks, you have them, antagonize each other and, play pranks and hijinks and shenanigans. 3 of them.
Is that a Becky Lynch reference or?
No, is that an Irish word? I don't know.
It's shenanigans? It better be.
It should be. Isn't that? That's an Irish rest? No, it's Bennigan's. Whatever. Welcome to Shenanigans. We serve nothing but boiled potatoes here.
I used to like Bennigan's.
So how long do you think they put her and Sheamus in a promo together?
Oh, no.
Don't say that.
Chuck.
I wish you died in the womb.
It's gonna happen. Eventually it's gonna happen.
It can't.
You're talking
I don't
years
want
from
it to,
now.
but it's going to eventually.
They'll put Finn Balor together with her way
Their
before
hair
they.
is awfully similar in color.
I'm telling you, it's gonna happen.
His is real and hers is not, though. It's not.
Is his real? That color?
No.
Get the hell out of here.
Yes.
Is it?
Absolutely.
I like her new cut. Don't get me wrong. I dig everything about Becky Lynch.
Look, she's amazing, but some WWE writer is gonna be like, hey, he's Irish.
I mean,
she's
that's so
Irish.
old
they
school
have similar
thinking,
hair.
That would make me.
Blood and urine and vomit.
Yes. So
I don't want it to happen. It involves Sheamus.
we need to talk about this. Cesaro, Kevin Owens, and Rusev tear it up. Oh my! I'm gonna hit it again.
My God, my God, my God!
Jesus.
Do it one more time. It needs it.
My God, my God, my God!
I mean, first off, the way it started, you put a mic in Rusev's hand, I'm on board.
You stupid French American, whatever you are!
Slow clap for Rusev.
Even the
God, he's so great, man.
What are you, Kevin? What are you, Owen? How many first names do you need?
I love it.
It's just like, I think all that was off the cuff too. I mean, it didn't feel like he had that prep.
Dude, Rusev gets it. He knows how entertaining he is, and he's showing it every single week.
He's
and
funny, man.
Who knew the three? I mean, I'm not surprised because the three of them have known each other for a long time. But Jesus, like we talk about Cena Cesaro last week. The three of these, we had a triple German suplex, a triple power bomb, Rusev suplex Cesaro outside on the apron.
Oh, that looked scary. I mean, everything about this match was great. It was almost rude that they had a match right afterwards. We should have had a breather. We should have had... And Cena was acting so weird
on commentary. Good Lord.
I don't know what was going on. He was just...
He was very just by the book.
Solid note, very monotone.
Well, maybe he was trying too hard to not take away from the match.
No, and that's fine, and I think that's what he was. Because everything he was saying was like, not to take anything away from these guys, but I will now read my prepared statement.
These competitors are amazing.
I am the champion, but they're doing an excellent job.
Yeah,
it's just weird. But then he would hop up. That aside, let's put that aside. He would hop up to be like, the match is going to be over now. I better do my stretches. I'm ready. I'm going to get ready. Yeah. Here I come. It's like, what the hell are you doing? When have you ever done that? You just look like such a freaking fool.
Hey, you know what? Seriously. Looking a fool aside, because we know he does a lot, he had a great match there, too. Last night, Cena. The match afterwards.
Rusev?
I mean, like, I think they had a good match. I think that
I like it because it's rare to see Cena in such control.
Yeah,
but he just kept smirking and being weird. Even throughout the match, he was acting heelish. I just don't know, character-wise, what he was thinking, what his motivation was during this whole thing, because he was being very snarky.
I like seeing a different side of Cena, though. Like that, I do.
But it's like he was playing a different character all of a sudden. It's like if you were watching any TV show and that person was taking drugs or something. Like, it was like a totally different kind of person. It did not make any sense storytelling-wise to me.
I've just been upset.
Look, I agree with you on the commentary. It was like, very like bland. To me, my problem was more so he's just bland and very dry, and I think that he didn't bring anything to the commentary of the match. I think it would have been better just to have him sit at ringside observing.
Yeah, I guess it's a no-brainer. You put him on commentary, but he didn't need to be.
But I don't have a problem with this match. You know what my biggest fear coming out of their match was after that?
Yeah.
Is that Rusev is going to interfere on Sunday to cost Owens the title, to set up a feud between them now because he came out and did that. That's my fear.
Who's the heel in that one?
That's my fear of what's going to happen because...
Why? You think Owens has to have the title?
I want him to.
Then where does that put Cesaro? That's a question. That's what's crazy, is we had this amazing match on Raw, yet we're not seeing Rusev or Cesaro at Battleground.
Or Ziggler, or...
Well, Ziggler's got his
Ziggler's on
larynx
the
crushed.
shelf.
Yeah,
I know, but I'm just saying, we've had all these storylines leading up to the pay-per-view, and suddenly the pay-per-view is void of all these things we've been watching.
Well, but I'm kind of okay with that because we have SummerSlam
Dean Ambrose
in a month, and Dean Ambrose. So if we have to hold a few people off at Battleground, I'm cool with that. Let's build and make amazing stuff for SummerSlam, because SummerSlam is huge, man.
I think we'll see a lot of backstage segments at Battlegrounds, setting up, continuing these other things that we've been watching for the past month or so.
God bless you, man.
Thank you. I mean, but the pay-per-view itself, it's a good card.
Do you think it's confusing? So let's say that Owens did win the title. Do you think it's weird that he is going for the NXT title right before SummerSlam as the U.S. champ?
The night before, is he? Mm-hmm. I didn't know they announced that.
Yeah.
Yeah, they're doing that Brooklyn show, right?
Balor, yeah.
Are you going to go to that?
Oh, yeah.
Oh, it's going to be fun.
It'll be a live takeover the night before a pay-per-view.
So listen, I don't think it's weird. I think you have to have your rematch versus Balor. I don't think he's going to win that. I don't
either.
I think Owens is done with NXT. I think that's just, customary. Give him one more because that's what you do when you lose a championship.
Yeah. I think Balor's going to, right, he's going to hang on to that title until
it makes for a great main event for his night before SummerSlam.
Yeah.
So whatever. So Owens needs, in my opinion, Owens needs to win the U.S. title.
I don't think he needs to.
I'm sure we'll talk about this more when we do our predictions. So,
I don't think he needs. I mean, he's so hot right now. I think he should win, sure, but it's like
you sound like Hans. He's so hot right now.
Look, I don't think he needs. He doesn't need any title. He's just. I mean, this guy is on the best ride. You couldn't ask
He's
for
what
better.
keep that momentum going. Why cut him at the knees? He came in, he beat Cena in his first match, like they said.
Yeah.
Hell of a match. They had a second match. It was great. I say you let him take it.
Yeah, I'm not saying he
I
won't
will
win.
say this: if Owens does win the title, you can really keep this Cena-Owen feuds going for a while. I think
You really can.
which is good because anything I love, and this is not a knock to Cena. I love seeing him out of the main title picture. It's so great.
Yeah,
Well, it's really elevating that middle.
He's been able to give a rub to all these guys. Every one of these guys is because Cena. If Cena wasn't doing this, we wouldn't have Kevin Owens at this level because Cena wouldn't be defending his main title against people like Kevin Owens, Sami Zayn, all these great guys that he's been doing. Adrian Neville.
But you guys can't see him coming in and being like, look, so here's my thoughts on what's going to happen, really. And tell me if you disagree, fine, but we always do. So.
I mean, just spit it out.
I think Cena-Owens match is not going to finish at all. I think you're going to have run-ins from Rusev. I think you're going to have run-ins from Cesaro. And I think you're setting yourselves up for a 4-way at SummerSlam.
Ooh,
I'm on board.
I like it.
I'm on board with that. The four of them just pissing each other off for the next 4 weeks leading up to SummerSlam.
But that's what I'm saying. So my theory on that was the U.S. Championship. Does it go to NXT? Because I think they've never gone the other way. They've brought the belt that way, but I think you do keep it off of Owens until SummerSlam. A, so he can have a big SummerSlam moment when he wins it, and B, it makes the night before less confusing because. On paper, why do you care about the NXT championship if you're the U.S. champ?
Because it's about ego.
I understand that storytelling wise, but I'm saying like it's kind of like a belt that's below. It's for the juniors. If you want to look at it like that, it's like a junior title.
And you can't have him lose if he's the U.S. champion coming in there.
Exactly. It's kind of weird.
So you're saying if Owens takes the U.S. title if he brings it down to NXT at certain points, I mean, that's one way of getting more people to sign up for the network, maybe, to watch NXT.
Look, I truly want
no, because
Owens.
it's still only for the NXT title.
Yeah.
I want even if what I said happens, I still want Owens somehow to walk out of there as the champion because I just want to, personally, I want him to be champion. But I think the smart move is
Dusty finish.
Go
for a 4-way at SummerSlam. Owens wins it at SummerSlam.
And my only real problem with that is that I feel like we will be getting cheated out of our third rubber match. That's been a really good little rivalry.
They'll still have a great match. You just won't get a good ending.
Here's the thing, though. That Fatal 4-Way in SummerSlam could spawn off two different storylines.
Yeah.
To where it could lead back to Cena, Owens, and
But the only counter.
Cesaro, Rusev. That's how you get Cesaro crazy face. And Rusev, the thing is, last night Rusev was working like a baby face.
Yeah, he was.
Poor guy was getting his ass kicked. He's like,
During that Cena match.
he's like bringing them. He's like doing the rock. He's like,
could barely
keep bringing it on.
breathe, it seemed like. But
You stupid French American, whatever you are.
my only counter argument to that might be that I still think they could be leading to a mixed tag for Lana, Ziggler, Rusev,
Agreed.
Summer. Otherwise, it's weird to put Summer with Rusev. It's kind of like a thrown away storyline if they're just.
That is
not
true
doing
too,
that.
but isn't there been some talks that I always thought this was how they were kind of writing Ziggler off TV till they knew what was up with his contract? Maybe I'm wrong.
Oh, is he not re-signed?
He's pretty. I mean, at least what he's said on social media and stuff, it seems like they're just trying to figure out the right deal. It doesn't seem like he's being that resistant to it.
Right, but I mean, at the same time, I think it might be like a safety precaution.
I look at it this way. I know. I understand where he's coming from. If he wants to do comedy or whatever, that's fine. Comedy will always be there.
Mm-hmm.
Comedy is one of the professions in entertainment. Age doesn't necessarily matter.
Exactly.
Like Rodney Dangerfield hit it in his 50s. Louis C.K. and Bill Burr didn't get famous till their 40s. So to me, it's like if you have $1 million are staring at you in the face.
Yeah.
You take it as long as you can stay safe and now if he's beat up I get it, but as long as you can stay safe in the ring and continue to let the fans enjoy your work, I say you stick to it and then walk away eventually. But that's just me.
And as much as we all want to see him more involved and get to a higher point, he is on TV. I mean, he's been consistently there, and they've given him this new storyline with Lana. It's not my favorite per se,
right?
But either way, he's still a part of the product. So I think hopefully he can figure it out for himself because I like having him there.
Look, big Ziggler fan. But to what you're saying, it's not your favorite storyline, and I think that's a feeling that a lot of people were kind of expressing, and maybe they're listening. Maybe that storyline's just going away. Maybe it's not. Who knows? But God.
All I know is that they definitely like Lana, so they'll figure something out.
I think they like her.
They'll figure something out for her.
Yeah. Well, we will get to our Battleground predictions a little bit later on, but moving on, rest in peace to the ankle of
Undertaker's baby brother.
Brock Lesnar took care of that ankle, and then Seth Rollins continued to stomp on it. I don't know what the heck this means going into Battleground. We have Seth Rollins versus J&J Security are on the shelf. Now, Kane apparently cannot walk. It's legitimately one-on-one. Brock Lesnar has gone through everybody in the Authority.
We were making a prediction last night. I think Ty said that maybe this could be a Shield something.
I mean, Dean Ambrose does have nothing to do. Now, Roman Reigns has a match.
Yeah.
But
that doesn't mean...
What do you mean this could be a Shield something? You think
It's a wild prediction, obviously, to help him do something.
No, those guys can't get back with him yet.
I don't think so either. That was just a...
I'm hoping Kane can walk, and I'm hoping he costs him that title. I want my Kane Rollins match still. I want that.
I don't care about that.
I want that so bad.
I just can't see. Well, I mean, we'll get into this, but I just can't see. I'm excited for the match. It's going to be fun, but I can't see Rollins losing it already.
No, I hope not. And if it was a wild prediction, I think wild prediction that could make sense could be Undertaker in some way.
The Undertaker.
The Undertaker has some beef with Lesnar. Could, if you wanna, and also him mentioning him last night and kind of making fun of.
You talking SummerSlam?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, but for him to just show up.
Now,
make an appearance at Battleground and then maybe set up something for...
Now, Mr. Always Well, but you have to think about it from a business perspective. How much better for business does it sound to have champion Brock Lesnar on a SummerSlam poster? It sounds a lot better.
No, it doesn't. Brock Lesnar is already the man. We don't need to be convinced of anything else with Brock Lesnar. He is the number one machine, beast, whatever. They have him on lockdown as the guy. Mm-hmm. Seth Rollins, someone who's younger and is come through the system of NXT and is a landmark for what the business can and will be.
Yep.
You need to continue to build his momentum because you're thinking about SummerSlam 3 years from now. You're not thinking about right now.
Point taken.
Brock Lesnar is already there. We don't need him as champ.
This Sunday.
Let's do this!
All right, NXT, the Vaudevillians. The Vaudevillians. I like calling them the Vaudevillians. This is a little surprising to me.
I agree.
Enzo and Cass have been steamrolling towards the tag titles. Vaudevillains show up right before the 4th of July. They win a match, and then they demand to be number one contenders, and now they beat...
Now they are.
And now they are.
Yeah.
And I love the Vaudevillains. They seem to be coming back a little babyface or whatever, but...
They're interesting.
Now they're the number one contenders, and Enzo and Cass are left out in the cold again. My only guess is this leading towards...
They're going to the main roster soon. It has to be.
Is that what it is?
Why does it have to be? They haven't even won anything at NXT.
They don't need to.
I agree.
They're so good.
Yeah, I was hoping it wouldn't be a feud between those two. I don't want to see them have a feud.
Has anyone moved? Well, I guess the Divas now, technically. Becky Lynch.
Yep.
She's the only one that's moved up that I can think of that hasn't won a title.
Emma?
Well, yeah, I guess so. Adam Rose, too.
Yeah, it happens.
But they repackaged them also. Well, not Emma.
Unfortunately.
Yeah. She's the one that could.
I mean, yeah, but I think Big Cass could work on his promos a bit more, but he doesn't need to say
much.
He's
still pretty good, though.
And he's pretty funny, but
he's still pretty good.
I mean, I think they're a great team. I think they're ready for the main roster.
I think it's going to be a minute before we get another main roster person. We've gotten Adrian Neville is still new. That was the night after WrestleMania. The Lucha Dragons was the night after WrestleMania.
We're not even seeing them very often.
No, we're not.
God, I love Enzo and Cass, though.
Yeah,
they're great.
It's not about not loving them. I'm just saying you don't want to take apart everything at NXT all at the same time. You need to kind of gradually.
I really thought we'd see them win the titles, but now it looks like it's going to be Vaudevillains versus the Blake and Murphy at TakeOver, maybe? I guess. I don't know.
Seems weird. I would much rather see.
Unless it becomes a three-way tag.
Maybe that's where this is leading.
Solomon Crow, they're finally starting to give him a little bit of a push.
Yes, sir.
Light push.
I love seeing Marcus Louis. We haven't seen him on TV forever, and he's just like such a tormented, creepy Mad Max looking dude, and but Solomon Crowe wins. But it's nice to see him. Maybe he's like, he's one of the guys they're going to try to push to the next level.
They need to keep pushing Solomon Crowe.
Yeah,
they need to push him all the way to the championship.
I feel like we haven't seen what we can see from him yet.
We haven't seen anything from him, in my opinion.
Yeah.
A cool lead into him coming out. And then that's kind of it.
Look, if you aren't familiar with his stuff from before WWE or NXT, go watch it. Mm-hmm. It's so good. His style is just so different.
He's out there.
Yeah, I agree.
He's almost like Ambrose in a way, to where like he built a reputation.
Yes.
And that reputation is a little crazy.
But as we know, that doesn't often mean anything once they get to the WWE. So
that is
true. They just need to figure out what to do with him, and I don't know that they necessarily know. So hopefully, maybe this is an indication.
Well, they got time.
Figured something out.
You know what? You do know about that guy though. I've never met someone ever who is more passionate about what he is doing than he is.
Yeah.
That dude bled, sweat, slept, everything just to get to WWE.
Yeah.
And he was in
CZW for a while too with Ambrose, right?
Yeah, he's been all over.
With Moxley or whatever. Yeah, I think so. And also, now we're going to have next week, Charlotte demanded a title match against Sasha Banks. Now that's going to happen. So it's funny. They have this thing happen, then now Raw happens, and then NXT this week have a title match.
I do think it's interesting the way that they're integrating the products into each other. I mean, Kevin Owens is still a big part of NXT. So yep. I kind of like that it's becoming a business card for getting the network and being a part of the magic that is NXT.
Are you sure?
Oh, I'm real sure.
Okay, just want to check. Just want to make sure. That was NXT. So a lot of good stuff coming up on that. Charlotte and Sasha Banks, I imagine, will be the main event this week. We're on board with that. That's good stuff. All right, Impact Wrestling. EC3, the new champion, makes history by defending his title 3 times. First off, speaking of Peter Avalon, who we mentioned earlier for winning the Red Carpet Rumble, he also goes by the name of North Furnham. And EC3 started his undefeated streak a year and a half ago against North Furnham, while his first title defense was against our boy North Furnham. Unfortunately, it didn't last very long. It lasted about 3 seconds.
I mean, not a big surprise.
No, but I mean, it was still
my boy
Peter Avalon and North Furnham on Impact. Then he defends it against Shark Boy.
Love that.
Well, hell yeah.
Yeah. A lot of people don't know this.
Well, hell yeah.
That's actually Shark Boy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's pretty good Stone Cold.
I'm going to reveal that secret right here. That's Shark Boy. And
Inside news.
Inside news. Then Kurt Angle gives a surprise. He has to defend it against Angle, but in typical EC3 fashion, gets DQ'd and gets out of that match. So, still champion, defended it 3 times on the same show. Very interesting ending, too. Dixie Carter comes back to face EC3 in the ring, and I'm like, oh, God, she's going to be back on television, son of a bitch. But she comes back babyface style. She's like, you're turning into a bit of a tyrant. I shouldn't be the one to control this company, but someone should, and that's how the whole show ends. We don't know who it's going to be. I mean, we kind of know, but it hasn't happened on TV yet.
I wonder.
Look, I don't want to bully anyone into knowing the answer right away.
Could you shed a ray of light on what you're talking about?
I don't want to shed a ray of light.
Give a hint, Johnny.
No, I'm not. I don't want to give a hint.
Give a hint.
I don't know what you're talking. Don't bully me. I don't know what you're talking about.
Yeah, I mean, there's nothing else to say.
Yeah, please.
Your beard is a little sideways.
So that happened.
What if it was Jeff Jarrett though? What if it just spun it on us and it was Jeff Jarrett?
It wouldn't surprise me.
Dude, that makes me want to throw up.
Brother.
And they wouldn't tell anyone if they were doing it either.
No, they wouldn't.
So yes, EC3 defended the title 3 times. Love EC3's champion. He's so creative. We already had him on the show a couple weeks ago. We talk about it all the time. And
he almost all but told us that he was winning the title.
He has no problem telling us stuff, Johnny.
Yeah, we're trying to keep it kayfabe here. Protect the biz.
But wow.
But Dixie coming back and saying that she's given the control to someone else, that made me so happy, because when they're like, Dixie Carter's she's coming back tonight, I'm like, oh no, I don't want to see her on TV. But if this means that she won't be on TV, then thank God, I'm on board.
I mean, she hasn't been on TV that much.
But it means we have to see her next week on TV.
Maybe. Not necessarily. We'll see. But But
That could be a quick handoff.
yeah, I just hope someone got in her head and was like, look, you're not the star of the show.
You're not very good.
Stay off television.
Why don't you go sit down and have a snack?
People don't want to watch you.
Yeah, somebody needs to have a talk. But, we were talking about this on the way coming back from Comic-Con, actually. It's like, without her, this company wouldn't exist. So it's hers to screw up, unfortunately.
You know what? Like, you're right. It's hers to do whatever the hell she pleases, and unfortunately that affects a lot of people in a negative way.
As every corporation pretty much runs. I told Chuck that if I had my own wrestling federation, I damn sure would be in that thing.
I mean, I get that,
but I'm also not Dixie Carter.
Dale also made a good point. As much as I hate to agree with him on something, he was like, "Look, she's the boss. Most of these people just need to shut the fuck up."
Get out of here. You don't want to fight, you fight.
Kali knows.
I don't get to tell my boss nothing. So.
Kali knows.
Yeah.
You don't want to fight, you fight.
Yeah, exactly.
There it is. Bram destroys our friend Ken Anderson. So Bram is just on that path of destruction, multiple mic shots to the head, and so they're, I like it. They're trying to build some, they're trying to build some stars. They built EC3, they built Bram. It's only a matter of time until Eli Drake gets built up.
Magnus, you could say,
Magnus, to a certain extent.
He had a good run with the championship for a while there.
It was not a good run.
Okay, that's fair.
He had a run.
Is Magnus sticking with TNA?
Is anyone sticking with TNA?
We don't know.
There's so many rumors.
A lot of rumors. Jesse Goddard and Robbie E. They had a great match, a really good no DQ match. Goddard's actually made Robbie E. pass out, and was actually they have great chemistry. They're good, man.
Robbie E.'s been putting on some really good matches lately.
Mm-hmm. And I also dig Velvet Sky's new character. She's not saying a word. She's just kicking some ass. She takes out Madison Rayne.
She looks so much cooler too.
Yeah,
I really like this biker chick or whatever.
That's probably more her real personality, I'm guessing.
Oh, maybe.
I don't know. But either way, though, the episodes have been good. Like we said last week and the week before, give it a chance. I don't care how much you hate the people in charge, because we understand. The wrestlers are fantastic. They're giving amazing performances. So give it a shot and watch it. I'm just tired of seeing all the negativity online. Like, I only watch so-and-so. I don't watch... Whatever. If you're a wrestling fan, watch everything if you have time, because you're going to see something you like.
Look, and as much as I don't want to see Dixie Carter on TV either...
Agreed.
At least that's only, if we're lucky, at most 15 minutes of the show.
Sure.
The rest of it's great, and these boys can go.
You can fast forward through her pretty easily. So.
And the girls. I mean, geez, you got Kong, you got Gail Kim.
Their women's division is
don't get me started on
amazing.
Oh boy,
big fan.
Make your ass hurt again.
Oh man.
I'll tell you what, whenever I've watched Impact and the women come on, that is not a bathroom break.
No,
that is definitely not. Never has been.
Gail Kim is back also.
Exactly. It's a lot of good stuff. So keep watching, and we're excited to see what happens there. Lucha Underground. This was a fun segment. Pentagon Jr. calls out Vampiro, calls him a coward. That's setting up something for Ultima Lucha. We don't know what yet, but it's going to be some.
Oh, it's going to be intense.
It's going to be crazy.
Yes.
We would guess.
If I had to say.
If we had to say that would happen.
It might get real.
It might get real. Son of Havoc versus Mil Muertes. Just a crazy flip from Havoc outside the ring.
He's so good.
Oh, Katarina ends up choking out Ivelisse. That was
unexpected.
No, it was great.
She doesn't really get physical too much.
She sure
besides
did.
Slapping her man in the face and licking him.
Well, she licks a lot of people.
She does lick a lot of people.
Mil hit that 1,000 deaths for the win. And then how about this little turn? Blue Demon Jr.
Demon
attacks Tejano and screams, "You're not Mexico, I am Mexico." So
we're all Mexico here.
We're all pro Mexico. Pro Mexico. But that was very unexpected. Who would have thought Blue Demon Jr.?
He's having a good with that attack on Chavo. I mean, he's getting a good little storyline.
A lot of good stuff
right here.
A lot of good stuff. So Lucha Underground is always great television. We are creeping close to Ultima Lucha. Season 1 almost over.
Yeah, and still no announcement, but I think they want to get through the season, before they say something. But it better be coming.
I would think you'd want to make that announcement ASAP if you're going to do it. But I don't know.
I think you do it before the season is over.
Yes.
So that people that are watching know to come back.
No! I mean,
God, Kane is so impatient.
That's also an option. That's also an option. Yes, but just another good episode. I mean, there's so much good stuff.
They're
that
great.
happens.
I mean, I have to watch this shit in Spanish, and I still love it. So, I am
cool,
Mexico.
You really are Mexico.
Maybe when your French lessons are over, you can pick up Spanish.
Oh, Lord.
Dale is trilingual.
How much brain room you think I got in here?
Dale is trilingual.
I'm watching 19 hours of wrestling a week and can't afford another language in there.
Very true.
There it is.
But yeah, they're already announcing some matches. Ultima Lucha, it's going to be Del Rio and Johnny Mundo, which is going to be ridiculous. We got to believe Pentagon Jr. and Vampiro are doing something. So party on.
I like your kayfabe.
I keep it so kayfabe.
I didn't realize. Well, we won't get into it.
Protect the biz, yo.
Oh, Lord.
Basically ruined something on the car on the way over here because I forgot Johnny had to leave.
You did ruin something
Sorry
for me.
about that.
That's okay. My ass was hurting, so I'm so focused on my ass pain.
Seriously, you guys.
It doesn't even matter.
Alrighty then.
All right, now it's time to get to the Battleground predictions. Then we're going to get into our interview with Sami Zayn, which was so much fun. All right, let's get cracking here.
I predict that I'm going to frickin' hate the Barrett.
It's funny that you bring that up because
They had a great match on Raw. Great match.
I just don't know where they're going. Why are they wasting Barrett all the time? His entire career is pretty much.
Why are they wasting R-Truth all the time?
I've got some bad news.
Yeah, R-Truth actually is good though. I mean, he gets to be comedic and inside of these things. Like he still gets to shine.
I
think Barrett doesn't get to show his character very much at all in this current King run.
I think they're gonna have a great match.
Yeah, for the 22nd time.
I think Barrett's probably gonna squeak out with the win, but I really think R-Truth should win it.
My bad.
I really do because he's funny and he'll be funny with that crown on his head.
Yeah.
It's not about. I don't care about the control of the crown
could
or
kick
whatever.
Barrett off into just a tirade.
Yeah,
maybe.
I don't know. I just don't know why he's not main eventing stuff. You have guys like Sheamus that are up there. You need people to be. He has the look, he has the mic skills, and he can move. I don't know what the problem is.
I don't know.
I think this King gimmick's not working for him, and I think this is a good way to give him something different. Maybe
But
go
the
back
King
to Bad
gang
News.
was something different. That's the other problem. I don't think Bad News Barrett wasn't working. I thought it was actually still a lot of fun.
Maybe they were worried because he was getting too many face reactions because people liked it so much.
So make him a face. Now the crowd just is indifferent to the whole. I mean, Raw, you could tell people were. I mean, it came at bad timing also, but the crowd didn't care much about either of them, to be honest. And we've seen this match several times.
So many times.
So now they're going to put it again on a
It's
pre-show?
probably on the pre-show.
It is on the
But now the
pre-show, yeah.
crown is on the line, Dale.
Well, who are you taking?
I don't care.
You sure?
I'm taking my feelings and eating them.
You're
I guess Barrett, whatever makes Barrett get out of the situation, I pick that.
So R-Truth.
I don't know.
You?
I'm going with Barrett, but I want R-Truth.
I mean, I just feel like Truth as King is going to offer so much more entertainment than Barrett has as King.
Agreed.
So therefore, I'm going to go with Truth. And then I think this will maybe give Barrett a direction to launch himself off into an angry tirade and just start killing people. I don't know.
I don't know anything.
I'm going Truth. I'm going Truth.
I'm not watching it. Tell me what happens. I'm just going to get mad. It's going to ruin the rest of the pay-per-view.
For the IC title, we have a three-way between Ryback, The Miz, and The Big Show.
I think this one's going to be a surpriser. I think it's going to shock people, and I think it might even steal the show.
Okay, I think that'll be good.
I've really enjoyed the chemistry between the three of them leading up to this.
It's a good run for Ryback, for sure.
Ryback's looked really strong. Big Show's looked really strong. The Miz has looked like a cheap little coward, which is the perfect place for him to be. He's really played it up well. And, just Big Show looks like he's been moving on like a different way lately, like he's been reinvigorated or something.
You're just a little itty-bitty Ryback boy.
I thought that about Ryback. I think in the ring, Ryback is trying new things and moving.
Splash.
Yeah, not moving like a big giant hoss.
So when you got both of them working like that and working well together, and the Miz, who's going to do some sneaky, cowardly stuff.
The Miz is going to go total Memphis style. He's going to run around the ring and just escape and barely break a sweat.
But I think this match is going to be great.
I don't think Ryback loses it.
I don't think Ryback loses it either.
I'm inclined to say Miz sneaks away.
It's another one of those things where I feel like the Miz has been the U.S. champ, a few times, or the IC champ, or whatever. His character doesn't. need the belt, whereas Ryback is on a good roll. It's kind of my similar thought to Rollins. I think this is helping really establish Ryback, and the crowd is loving him.
He's doing great with this. Yeah. I really do. I think Ryback wins this one.
We'll go Ryback. Randy Orton versus Sheamus. Anyone?
I think Sheamus.
I do like surprises.
Sheamus, yeah.
Unfortunately.
What are they doing with Orton right now anyways? He's just kind of holding the spot on the card.
He's there because people want to see him, but they don't have something for him.
I mean, he's one of my favorite guys. They're just not doing anything with him.
Mine too.
But he's had it. I mean, this is year 13 or 14 for him or whatever we're at. Right? Or no, 12
I think you know what they really need to start doing with him is I think they need to put him into the role that John Cena's doing right now too. You know, have him do something where he's really helping go with some of these younger guys. I'd love to see him in a feud with someone like Cesaro. I'd love to see him in a feud with.
I mean, he was just with Rollins at WrestleMania. I mean, I think that is kind of what he's doing ultimately.
A little bit, and that would make. So you're probably right.
Because that's what the Sheamus thing is. It's a new.
But Sheamus isn't even that new either. That's
no, but this character is for him, so they still are trying to get this over to make sure that people don't like him.
You're probably right.
I think they've got that part covered.
It might be
on purpose.
It might be a strange way to win, but you're probably right. Probably going to be Sheamus. Primetime players versus New Day. I mean, I'm loving this because New Day is just crushing it on the mic. They are so damn funny.
I would like to see New Day win this match and it just kind of have the titles go back and forth between the two teams for a little bit.
I'm such a New Day mark. It's hard for me to not pick New Day for this, but
and I love
think
PTP. Everyone knows that.
Yeah, they're a great team too.
I think they're both. No, it doesn't matter who wins because they're both awesome, and I hope they both keep momentum going.
I want to see this feud going. Gotta stay positive.
I would love to see this feud go back and forth with them each having the title, so finally it comes down to winner takes it, you don't get another shot kind of thing. You know?
It'd be fun to see the teams switch back and forth a little bit and just have a long feud happen. But man, they're so entertaining. They crushed it in Atlanta. New Day making fun of the Hawks and the 1 inch of snow. The joy in Big E's face doing what he's doing right now is infectious.
1 day of snow.
1 inch of snow.
I also want to see Mark Henry permanently join the Primetime Players. Because he was great with them on Raw.
Yeah,
I don't know. Yeah.
Henry's kind of just there you go.
Plug and play.
Yeah, plug and play.
But he did great.
No, he did fine.
Yeah.
Did fine. So do we have a prediction? What, you go New Day?
New Day.
Sheesh.
Jiminy Christmas.
I'm gonna have to go PTP hangs on. They just won it. But
yeah, I mean that makes sense.
It's gonna be fun to watch.
Again, I would be happy either way.
Roman Reigns versus Bray Wyatt.
This is one of the hardest ones to call.
Tough one, man.
It's like both of them need the win.
Yeah.
Both of them can't afford the loss.
I would like to see. This is always my sentiment, though, so you could just plug and play my statement. But
Bray Wyatt, we know.
I would like to see Bray Wyatt get on a roll and continue to do things. Another guy that really should be heading towards the main title. We haven't even seen him win a singles title.
You're right.
What's up? He's one of the best characters. He's got a good. Everything about him is great.
But you talk about people often that don't need titles.
No, he doesn't need one.
He doesn't need one.
But he's not even playing with the main roster guys. I mean, I'm sorry, the main top tier guys. Like I think
Roman
he
Reigns
should
wasn't the main event of WrestleMania.
Yes, of course, but
I mean, I think it becomes a thing where you only have so much room at the top, and I'm actually starting to really enjoy like Raw this week, and like these matches and stuff that they're putting together, because while they might not be in the main event, it feels almost like very Attitude Era-ish to me, where like the whole card really had a story. Stuff matters. We know that those are both main event guys. They're just maybe not fighting for the championship right now,
and that's fine. I'm
gonna say
every time he gets on a roll, they just pull the rug from under him.
I'm going to say Wyatt. I think this is with Reigns. I still think they're trying. You still have to build that always fighting from behind babyface thing to get people from behind.
Exactly.
I think he loses in a really creepy fashion. That Bray Wyatt's going to do some wacky shit, and I think that it's going to be Bray Wyatt.
See, I think both of them need this win, but I think that Roman Reigns needs it more.
Really?
I think he does.
See, I think he's more fine with that.
But I can't see Wyatt losing losing this one either. So I really don't know how to call this.
That's a tough one.
But I'm just going to say Roman Reigns wins.
Oh, all right. Dale, break the tie.
Bray Wyatt.
Yeah, of course you're going Bray Wyatt. All right, John Cena versus Kevin Owens. This is it's another tough one. Like you already predicted a no contest. I understand why. Dale?
I like that theory. I think it should be that, and have this go to bigger, better things at SummerSlam, and not have him go in to NXT TakeOver as the U.S. champion, because I think that it makes it weird.
And it also gives Cesaro and Rusev something to do.
I think it has to be in a way that Owens still looks super strong, not walking out.
Hell yeah.
Not that easy though. Yeah, that's
going to be maybe Rusev and Cesaro both. Maybe they end up fighting in the back and fight all the way to the ring and just accidentally interfere in the match. Something weird.
Yeah.
Or maybe something happens like, now this is something I could see happening too, where, you know, they come out and interfere and they're like, you guys want to interfere? Restart the match 4-way right now.
Wait, what if? They're like, wait, you want to interfere? Then we're going to have
Tag team match.
how that'd be awful.
They would not do that.
I would not do that.
I feel like
You just want to hit that sound.
Tag team match.
I feel like people would
Tag
riot.
team match.
Yeah, it would be pretty fun.
That ain't gonna happen.
All right, so that's our prediction there. Finally, Seth Rollins versus another tough one. I'm going to say Seth finds a way to retain with some kind of shenanigans.
You love that word today.
Just some
I agree.
pyro and ballyhoo. He's going to find a way to win.
Rollins, yeah.
I really want Lesnar to win, but I don't think he walks out of there. I think Lesnar wins, but doesn't get the championship. Yeah. That's what I think.
But either way, Seth Rollins is going to.
Suplex City, bitch.
And then maybe Hawaii.
With his
Brand new Apple Watches.
I love those sound bites.
they're never going to leave this. I'm never getting rid of those two. They're so good. They're multi-functional.
Oh man,
at all times.
Never heard Hawaii sound better.
Who doesn't love
Hawaii.
Makes me want to go every time. The next time I go to Hawaii, I'm going to yell that the moment I get off the plane.
Oh, you better. You better.
And then I'm going to pretend I have an Apple Watch on.
The next time you go to Hawaii.
Yeah, I've only been once, but I'm going to go back.
All right, get on it.
Someone take me to Hawaii. So you say Seth Rollins as well?
Yeah.
All right, that's it. Prediction's done.
All right, we did it.
Guess what?
What?
It's time to skank a little bit.
Hey.
Hey.
This past weekend we were at Comic-Con, and we were lucky enough to thank you to WWE for allowing us to meet Sami Zayn, and a really fun interview. So with that said, enjoy it. He's awesome. Dig it.
All right, we got a real SEC treat for y'all today. He is the former and, dare I say, future NXT champion.
No.
Please welcome the one and only Sami Zayn.
Hello.
Good treat to have you.
Thank you for having me.
How's Comic-Con been treating you?
Very well. Yesterday was a great day, just I guess as a whole. And one little thing about it was I got to catch up with some old friends and get snubbed by Heather Graham, so that was cool. Besides that,
Last night.
the nerve of this lady. Anywho,
The roller skates.
yeah.
Those are actually pretty sweet roller skates.
I'm not even sure if I'm supposed to discuss this. Our social media guy might get upset with me, but the long and short of it is I saw her backstage in our green room, and I thought to myself, hey, there's Heather Graham. Maybe I should, I liked her in Austin Powers, maybe ask for a picture. But instead of doing it like a human and just saying, hey, I'm a fan, you mind if we take a picture? I said to our, publicity guy, PR guy, right over there, I said, hey, what about maybe a photo op with Heather Graham? But, so I'm not privy to how the Hollywood world works. It's not just like, hey, these are a WWE guy, you might take a picture. It's like he had to talk to our security team and her security team, and it goes to her publicist, to her manager, and then to her. And it's somewhere in the line it got kiboshed, so it never happened. But so I now hold a grudge towards Heather Graham.
Yeah. There you go, SummerSlam next year.
right. But besides that one blemish, if you want to call it that, it's just been awesome, and it's been great to catch up with old friends.
Yeah.
And see some of the costumes. It's my first Comic-Con, so to be honest, I was a little taken aback by some of these skimpy outfits some of these ladies are wearing.
They go all out.
One literally dropped my jaw.
Was it a slave Leia or what was it?
Harley Quinn. Come on, a classic.
There's a lot of
Harley Quinns.
A lot of paint on body parts.
Yeah, and so, man, I don't know. It's just been a great experience. It's a lot of fun. It's so similar to the comic world to the wrestling world, I think.
They're very interlinked, I feel.
Yeah.
Fans.
Yeah, and, I also got to catch a concert. It was really cool last night, and it's just been great. The whole thing's been great.
Nice. Well, I mean, I know you discussed this a little bit yesterday at the panel, but everybody, of course, wants to know how the injury is going and when were you going to see you back in the squared circle?
I wish I had a clear answer for this, but I really don't. It's looking like towards the end of the year. Okay. If I'm lucky. Beginning of the year might be also, you know, a possibility, maybe a little more accurate. It really comes down to just, you know, it's a lot of factors that are out of my control, but I'm doing everything within my control. I'm trying to diet right and, you know, spending a lot of time rehabbing and going in the pool for like an hour a day with.
Can I ask what was done?
It was a torn labrum, pretty severe torn labrum. That's tough. And a torn rotator cuff.
Do you remember which rotator cuff muscle?
Supraspinatus.
Oh, that's a tough one. Oh, that's with the labrum too.
But if I'm honest, that actually first got torn in 2009 in a match with Kevin Owens. So
it always boils down to Kevin Owens.
So he takes credit for the injury, and in a manner of speaking, he's not entirely wrong. But it was. I mean, they reconstructed and fixed me up real good, and you know, it's shocking because after the first couple of days. You know, I don't know, maybe this is just me and how my brain works, but so even if I get a cold, I instantly accept that this is my fate for the rest of my life. So, like, if I have one stuffed nose, I just, like, within a day, I'm like, well, this is it. This is for the rest of my life, I'm going to have one stuffed nose. I can't imagine being better. Mm-hmm. But, you know, time heals all wounds, and sure enough, that nostril unstuffs. And it's the same thing with my shoulder. So, you know, within the first week, I just couldn't imagine not being in pain or ever being able to lift it.
Well, it's hard because you're not allowed, after a labrum and a rotator cuff, you're not allowed to do anything. You have to sit and wait.
Yes, which is why dieting has been so important, because I've never been like a huge strict dieter, but I really felt like if I'm not being able to lift or do anything in the gym, you know, I need to at least eat right so that I'm not getting all flabby on the side, which would just destroy my self-esteem even more.
Right.
You already
like meeting Heather Graham. I mean, it's
right. Do you believe that? Anyways, I'm trying not to dwell here. Quit picking at it. Quit picking at the wound.
You're on TV way more than she is now, so don't worry about it.
Yeah, take that, Heather Graham. She's not over here, is she? That's not her. Well, Godspeed on your recovery.
Yeah,
I mean, we're basically all that kid crying in the airport until you get back in the ring. So let's talk about the rocket ship that is NXT. I mean, you guys, you're putting on crazy shows all over the world. I mean, there's now even NXT Mattel figures.
Yeah.
I mean, what do you credit to the success? I mean, it's relatively new still, like a year and a half of you guys just really growing and growing. What do you think is making it do that?
Well, it's very hard to pinpoint it, but in a sense, and this came up yesterday in the panel, I think it's lightning in a bottle a little bit because, you know, it's very hard to recreate time and place and everything. Like, so, you know, like if you go back and watch ECW in '97 or whatever, some of it wasn't very good. But it was great because
it was the Attitude Era.
Everything. It's like it's just things can only, like, if the Beatles existed now, you probably wouldn't think twice about it.
Right.
It's just time and place, and everything has to just be perfect. And in a way, that's kind of what's happened with NXT. And I think a little bit of the turning point was. It kind of transitioned from developmental to a brand because I think what happened is people start seizing the opportunity a little bit more. And I don't know how much of this I'm supposed to say, how much I'm not allowed to say or whatever, but the truth is when I got here, it was a different culture, very different. And in fact, if you had a background from the independents, it worked against you a little bit.
Oh, we've heard.
Yes. But things sort of changed because of the success of some of these guys, and you know, you can't argue with the fans. And if the fans are, you know, into it, then, well, you would think, you know, that kind of just becomes the direction things head in. So I think it really just boils down to a lot of people seizing the opportunity of, like, we don't have to wrestle in a box. This doesn't have to be factory-made wrestling, and these are the set rules and this and that. And once those creative, once the reins were loosened a little bit in that regard, I think it really started to fly.
I think you're right. I mean, they were smart enough to bring in people like you. You had an international fan base already. Everyone already knew you, and so when you came in, it made people think, oh wait, this is not what we're used to. And you really paved the way for a lot of the guys. I mean, who would have thought we'd ever see Samoa Joe? And here we are. It's great.
And well, thank you for saying that, because I'll sound really arrogant if I say it.
No, it's a fact. But guys like you and Daniel Bryan, you did that.
I mean, there were definitely people that paved the way before me, but it's just it's a continuous smooth road that we're all kind of paving. It gets smoother and smoother till now, where a guy like Joe can walk in and instantly like blow the roof off the place and sell out all these T-shirts, and instantly be taken as a top guy. So it's really cool to watch it grow. I'm very proud of its growth, and we'll see. We'll just see how far that continues to go.
So who are some of the NXT guys or gals that maybe haven't hit TV yet that you think could really make some waves down there that are coming up?
That's a good question. But I guess the one guy that I definitely think is kind of being slept on right now is Ty Dillinger.
Yes.
Yeah, we
say it all the time on our show.
So he is doing really, really good at the live events, the non-televised events. He's got this thing going on as the Perfect 10. And it's really, really good. The thing about him, and I hope he doesn't mind me saying this, but there was like something missing. He was so good, but there was just something missing. Like, you couldn't put your finger on it, but now this like Perfect 10 act that he's got going is that perfect piece, and it doesn't feel labored, and it feels good, and it's entertaining, and it's great, and he's so good in the ring, and I really can't wait, because he's kind of featured on TV here and there.
Yeah, a little bit.
But kind of like, not in a real prominent role, and he's certainly not doing this Perfect 10 act.
No.
So I think once that really gets like spotlighted, I really think he could be a very helpful piece to the NXT pie, especially as guys start to move towards Raw and SmackDown.
Like yourself.
Well, with time, eventually, sure.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
All right, well, final question. Do you ever miss the mask?
What mask?
What mask?
Exactly.
If you're talking about my prior life, sort of before getting here, and maybe I'm not supposed to say it, but yes, absolutely. And like seeing my friends who are still sort of out there on the independents, like it does make me miss it. But I wouldn't go back. I mean, again, it's time and place. Like
absolutely.
That time and place holds such a near and dear spot in my heart. I'm eternally grateful for the life that I've been given up until I signed here, and now it's just as good, if not better, but just different. It's just different. Like, I'm not cramming 4 or 5 guys in a hotel room anymore.
right.
Which, in a way, like, that youthful exuberance is gone, but in a way, like, I got a king size bed to myself sometimes. So it's good and it's bad. It all depends on your perspective.
I like to think that he's somewhere in Guadalajara, wrestling night in and night out, and he's living his life. That's
Who are you talking about?
This other guy. I don't know. This other guy that maybe doesn't exist.
Oleg.
Oh, that guy. Well, I think he's running an orphanarium in Tijuana, from what I heard. Okay. He retired from the game.
Tijuana,
but it's okay. I'm picking up the pieces here, and I'm doing it in WWE, and it's great. And I'm having a ball. And a weekend like this just really makes me appreciate being still part of the wrestling business, and part of it with the biggest company in the whole world, and I'm getting treated great, and people like you want to talk to me, and I appreciate just all of it. It's really, really great.
Well, we're so glad to have you as part of NXT and WWE, and
thank you very much.
Good to see you out of the sling and everything.
Yeah.
So
well,
speedy recovery.
Partial range of motion. It's getting there. All right, guys.
Thanks so much.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Thanks.
All right, that was Sami Zayn on the Compadres from San Diego Comic-Con.
What a cool dude.
He's great.
The only thing we didn't get to do was skank with him. That's my only regret.
That's true. I don't really know what skanking is.
That's basically why I didn't bring it up, for fear of embarrassing you.
Yeah, I probably would have been. I know Bob Marley had a song called Easy Skanking. Love that song.
I don't know what it is either, but I have some ideas just based on the word.
It's not based on the word. There are skanks and there is skanking. Yeah. Completely unrelated.
It's kind of like you do that thing with the right.
It's a bit of a leg lifting and an elbow dropping simultaneously.
And is it with?
That was pretty fast. Nice work.
Excuse me while you like my
Skinks.
This would be a slow skink, though. This isn't a real good skanking song. You need more like Mighty Mighty Boston. You need an upbeat kind of.
Can skanks be skanking?
Sure.
All right, it's for everybody.
But that's his style, though. That's what he's into.
Yeah, I mean, he just likes a lot of ska music, but yeah.
Fair enough.
There you go. Pick it up. Pick it up.
Who's this?
This is Mighty Mighty Boston, isn't it?
Okay.
Right? Never have to knock on wood.
I know that.
That was pretty good.
Thank you.
And don't knock on wood again.
I won't. I'll never knock on wood. Never. So yeah, that's a show. That's our show, guys. Dale Rutledge, he's back today.
I'm back and I'm leaving.
Yeah, he's going back to DC tonight.
What a tease.
Well, I mean, Comic-Con enabled me to be here, so I had to add a couple days to you guys and her.
Yeah, I'm glad you did.
I partied with both of you separately at Comic-Con.
That's true. I was driving north and Chuck was driving south on Friday.
Maybe we waved to each other on the freeway.
I did, very slowly, because neither one of us were driving fast.
Freeway high five? That'd be pretty cool. You should have done that.
Oh, man.
Right on the 5.
He was texting me. He's like, "Are you down here yet?" I'm like, "Nah, it's really bad traffic."
Good story.
Steve, can you turn up our soundboard for me? Yeah, so what a fun show. We had a lot to talk about. It was the go home of this episode for
good old Battleground.
Yeah, I can't think of the damn name.
This is the first time we had to wait more than like a week and a half to get a pay-per-view.
It's been a nice little build-up.
I was thinking about that last night when they're talking about Seth Rollins' championship reign. He's like, "I'm gonna come in there and beat you," and I sit there and I think, how long has he been the champion? Because it feels like a lot longer.
Since Mania, yeah.
But it feels a lot longer because they had that string of like 5 pay-per-views in 3 weeks or something.
Yeah.
So it made it feel like his reign has just been a lot longer.
Yeah, I mean, I'm still digging it, though. I like his character a lot. I think it continues to grow.
Yeah, I hope he holds on to it.
Well, not a lot of people agree with your sentiment.
Well, it's fine.
It is. So anyways, let's put ourselves over, and I guess we'll call it a day, huh?
Okay.
Dale Rutledge, put yourself over.
I am The Walking Dale on Instagram and Twitter. You can also find me on youtube.com/dishingonmovies.
And whenever you're in Washington, D.C., look him up.
Look me right on up. I'll also be at SummerSlam if anybody's coming.
Oh, yeah, it's coming up.
Nice.
Right around the corner,
He's got that fancy blue hair. He stands out very easily in a crowd.
Oh, yeah. You can find me in D.C. pretty much anywhere.
That's true.
Where's Dale?
Easy one to find.
Who are all the guys wearing suits and then the blue-haired dude?
Who's that fashionable fella in a vest and that spiky blue hair, really expensive-looking dude? Oh, it's Rutledge.
Yeah, it's the one.
Put yourself over, Chuck.
You can find me on Twitter at crice17. You can find me on Instagram at Chuck Rice. And very soon you'll be able to learn more information about a very cool project I'm doing with RVD.
Yes, absolutely. All right, at Wrestling Buds on Twitter, Facebook.com/WrestlingBuds. I'm at Jay Quasto. Brea Improv, July 29th. I'm headlining. If you're in SoCal, please come out and see me. I can use the support. It'd be really, really fun. And Middle East, August 3rd to 11th. You can't go there, but you can at least just support it and give us good wishes. We're going to the Middle East. Big old tour. It's going to be a lot of fun. So other than that, thank you for listening. Thank you for watching. Follow us on Twitter. We got to get to 3,000 followers, for God's sake. Go to iTunes. Rate us 5 stars. Write us a review if you haven't done it yet. If you're a new listener, it takes you 10 seconds. Do us that favor. Other than that, we'll see you next week, guys. We love you.